Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now in our last video we talked about the group by clause and we were able to establish that we use this clause to actually help us calculate certain values. It could be the sum of salary for different departments at once. Okay, so today we're going to look at something different. We're going to look at another clause, but before we do that, let's cast our minds back to when we introduced the where clause. Okay, we established that the where clause is actually used to restrict the number of rows and columns that are in a select statement. But one of the things you cannot do with the where clause is to use it to restrict a group function. I'll say this again. You cannot use the where clause in a group function. You cannot use it to restrict a column in a group function. Okay, for instance, let me just show this query. So if you look at the query on our screen, it says select department ID, sum salary from employees where sum salary is greater than 156,400, group by department ID, order by department ID. Now, if we execute this query, we are going to get an error. The reason is very simple. You cannot use this where with a group function. This is where the error is, where sum salary, this is a group function, sum salary is a group function, is greater than, this value. So you can't use this where clause. If I try to execute this query, you can see we are facing an error. So how do we solve this problem? This is where we get to introduce another clause known as having. So in place of using the where clause, you replace this with having. Having sum salary greater than 156,400. So if I execute this query, we will have our output. Are you seeing now? So the only department whose sum salary is greater than 156,400 is actually department 80. You can see the sum salary is actually greater than this. So this is how you use the having clause. So let's look at a final example for today. So our final example for today is what is known as nested group function. What does this mean? It means you can actually have a group function nested in another group function. But the rule is very simple. You can only have two group functions. It's only two group functions that can be nested. You can't have more than two. Okay, so looking at the query on our screen, we have select max. You know that this is a group function, and then you have sum salary from employees, group by department ID, order by one. Now what this will do is to actually calculate the sum of all the department salary, okay, each department, and then out of each total, it will now pick the highest salary and display the output. So let's execute this query and see what the result is like. And here we go. This is our query result. So this is the maximum total salary, and judging by our previous query, the department that has this salary is actually department 80. Of course, you know that if you need to know the name of department 80, you have to query the department's table. We should know that by now. So thank you so much for listening to this lecture. Thank you for listening to this video. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the notification bell icon so you don't miss out whenever I upload a new video. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.